Hey guys, we're back. This time we're going to be taking a look at the Missions and Powers expansion for Xia Legends of a Drift System. This one just came out. It was on Kickstarter a while ago. It's a card-only expansion. Adds a bunch of new missions to the game and new powers to the game, thus the name. Anyway, we'll get right in and take a look. So it comes in a basic tuck box. Nothing spectacular. You're going to mix it in with your other cards anyway. You have a little rules card here basically that explains how to work this into your existing games. Talks about the new mission types, as well as the new missions start with a sector type now instead of a specific system. And on the back there's a bunch of credits to all the people who play tested. Whole long list there. Some special thanks in there, and of course Ira and Cody for making it. So under the cards, the majority of them are new missions and a bunch of new mission types. The rest of them here are new powers for every ship in the game, for every tier, including the 3 new ships that came with Embers of a Forsaken Star. And when you pick your ship in the game now, you're going to have 2, the original and the new one, to choose from, and depending on what you're trying to go for in your build, they're slightly different. None of these new ones have limitations like the original ones did. The original ones had like an energy use at the bottom, and they were 1 use per turn. These ones you have are active all the time and give you a nice, more variety to custom build your ship the way you want. And a couple in here to replace probably some of the lesser desirable ones and give you more options there. As far as the new missions go, we have 2 new types of legal missions and 2 new types of illegal missions. The first one we have here is the transport missions. You're going to fly to a location, in this case a lawful planet's mission point. You're going to load up on X of a certain commodity, and there's different cards for different commodities. And then you're going to go to the player on your left. In this case, you're going to exchange those with them. When you get there, you get a certain amount for each one you transfer. Any that don't fit get ejected into space, so you got to make sure you have room for them. After you've loaded this stuff, if you discard the mission without completing it, you get damage and a bounty put on you, basically for stealing the goods. So those are kind of cool in the respect that you're making money. You're also transferring those cubes to another player who can then go sell those cubes and make money on their own. So you gotta watch, because you could accidentally help somebody with those, but they're a neat little thing, and you can help somebody out who's behind by doing it too. Get you money and fame point for completing a mission, and gets them some commodities to sell to hopefully catch back up. Next one we have are the assist missions. And these, again, you go to a specific location, nebula. It's usually the mission point. I think it's a mission point on all of them. And you start your mission there by placing X number of credits on this, 1, 2, or 3. Then you go to the target here, which in this case is the player on your right. And then as an action, when you're adjacent to them, you can spend X energy, and the target may choose to do one of the following: heal X damage, gain X energy, or move 2 X spaces. Then you gain all the money on here, and of course the fame point for completing the mission. Again, it's a nice one because it helps out another player as well as giving you money and fame points. So the next one we have here is Boom. This one you're basically going to load up with explosives and fly out somewhere and try to blow stuff up. It's great. And you're going to fly to the mission point on whatever system type it says, and you pick up the detonator. Then you're going to fly to the target, in this case the second player on your right. And then as an action you jettison your detonator. And then you can take 1 action and unlimited minor actions. Basically you get a chance to run away, engage your engines. And then you roll a d20, depending on what your result is here. They got ships within 1 space take 4 damage. This is a 2,000 credit reward. Or ships within 4 spaces take 8 damage for a 4,000 credit reward. Catch is, your target has to be within that blast radius in order to get the reward. If the target's outside the blast radius, you do not get anything from it. Success or fail, you're getting a $2,000 bounty on you. And then it depends on whether you complete the mission or not, as whether you get the fame point as well. Those can be really fun depending on where the bombs get placed and how big the explosion ends up being. And the Counterfeit's another illegal mission. You're going to go to your starting location, wherever it is, and then your target is the player on your right. You're going to go up to them, and then you have 4,000 credits. You decide to split it however you want. They get the chance to accept your deal or to snitch on you. Then you roll in your results based on what you roll and what they decided to do. You can split the money as declared, and you each get a 1,000 credit bounty on you. If they snitch on you, the mission fails. Only you get the bounty. Or if you get down here, everything's a complete success. You split the money as you declared, and nothing goes wrong. Or if they snitch on you and you get this result, you get to keep the full money, but you get a $2,000 bounty. So those are kind of fun to do, especially if you're playing a pirate character. People have to basically decide whether they want to trust you or not. And then, depending on the outcome of the roll, you could either get a lot of money, get nothing, get bounties, all based on the roll. And that's about it for the Missions and Powers expansion for Xayah. If you love Xayah, you're definitely going to like it. The new powers for each of the ships give you more variety and a little bit more selection as you're picking to your starting ship and your upgrade ships as you go out through the game. It also doubles the number of current, actually more than doubles, the number of current combos based on your tier 1, 2, and 3 ships throughout the game. You get to keep those powers so you can mix and match. Makes a ton of new combos there that you can pull off. Some interesting abilities among them too. I don't want to go through each one, but I'm sure at some point I'll do a video on good combinations of powers and abilities to use. As for the mission aspect, I love the new missions that start in a zone type. So you need a specific sector type instead of a specific sector. Adding in all the tiles from the base game along with embers, and if you have any custom tiles, we usually add about 9 or so blank tiles to our games, somewhere between 6 to 9 depending on the players, and makes getting those specific tiles that are required for normal missions that come in the base game gets lower and lower, the chances of them both being out, because you need a pickup zone and a deliver zone. And this kind of mitigates it. I think these kind of mitigate it too much in the fact that it's a generic zone and then a player, so there's no real specific zones. I'd like to see like either the pickup or the drop-off be a zone that entices you to explore, to try to find the zones, to get them out there. But the base ones where you have both the specific zones tend to be a lot less appealing for people to try, especially early in the game when there aren't many systems revealed. But it's hit or miss. I kind of like having both options in there. You shuffle them all together so you got a lot of variety in what comes up, and you might have to cycle through some missions till you find one worth taking. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for our look at the Xayah Missions and Powers expansion. This just came out. The Kickstarter's getting fulfilled right now. Most people probably have their copy if you backed it. If you haven't, it should be available on Far Off Games Amazon store very shortly. As soon as they're done with fulfillment, he plans on putting it up there. One other thing worth noting, I'm going to throw in this video because I don't want to do a separate video for it, but as a part of the Kickstarter campaign for this, they launched these new 2,000 credit coins, and they come in bags of 10. I bought a couple just because I love the game and everything about it. I love the color, and the camera really doesn't get it right. It's kind of a metallic, almost a burnt orange. And they have the, if I can get it to focus, 2,000 credits on one side, and then the Galactic Bank logo there on the other. And they came out really awesome. I'm glad I bought these, and I'm sure that jingling's really loud on camera, but they look amazing. They actually look better than the 5,000 credit blue ones. So I'm kind of hoping at some point they'll make up a like chrome blue, like these are the metallic blue of the 5,000 credits. I would sure pay to replace the ones in my base game with a shinier version to make them look on par with these. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for this. As I said, if you like Zaya, you're going to want to add this to your game. Even if you don't have Embers, you can pull out the missions that refer to specific Ember zones, like the ice asteroid fields, and the couple ships that pertain to that expansion. Even then, it's well worth it for the new mission types and the new power variety. If you do have it, it's kind of a no-brainer to pick this up and expand upon an already awesome game. As always, thank you guys for checking out the video, and we'll see you in the next one.